It's time for another episode of Hermitcraft. In a previous episode, I finished up the entire exterior of my base, adding custom trees, a bunch of details, overgrowth, a little extra village over on this build over here. I even put custom trees, Mumbo, custom trees, on a build that Scar did. I mean, I know that Hermitcraft Season 8 is weird, but I didn't think it would get that weird. And look, I've done enough back patting over the past couple weeks. I'm not even sure my back will recover from the trauma that it's received. But I can't help but pat myself on the back further for this because I just couldn't be happier. I just couldn't be happier with this thing. With that being said, it is being let down in one area. Number one, my Batman door is broken thanks to this chicken right here who keeps just laying eggs through it, and it seems to cause issues with the redstone system. I'm not entirely sure how or why. I can't believe my Batman entrance has been foiled by a piece of poultry. If you weren't so close to my build, this end crystal will be going through your skin and bones. But also this gigantic storage system that I constructed is looking absolutely fantastic, but it currently has no roof. Now this does kind of look quite cool, but it definitely could look cooler, so that's what we're going to be working on in today's Hermitcraft episode. And as always, I'm horribly nervous for it. Oh, and in case you're wondering, no, I still haven't slept, and even though I love the moon very, very much, it does not feel good. It really does not feel good. Hopefully soon these bags underneath my eyes will become big enough that I can actually store extra items in them. I might get a few extra inventory slots here. One can only hope.
Mumbo Jumbo. His name is Mumbo Jumbo. His name is Mumbo Jumbo.
What?
His name is Mumbo Jumbo. His name is Mumbo Jumbo.
What's going on?
His name is Mumbo Jumbo.
Why are you placing cobwebs?
Mumbo Jumbo.
What is this?
Mumbo Jumbo. His name is
Why are you?
Mumbo Jumbo.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh!
His name
What? What on earth? They're not. Did I Wait.
His name is Mumbo Jumbo. His name is Mumbo Jumbo. His name is Mumbo Jumbo. His
What is going on? What is going on? Why do you keep getting me? What? Wait, did I manage to kill them with my end crystal? They seem to be.
Go.
What?
Go.
All right, let's get out of here.
Guys, what? I'm scared. What on earth? I've got my head. I've got some end crystals. I mean, what on earth? This is the strangest thing ever. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I've never been so confused in my entire life. They just killed me. They killed me for... And they were just chanting his name is Mumbo Jumbo. And now the ground's shaking. Hermitcraft has gone weird. Everything's weird. This feels weird. I've just went around and recollected all of my stuff. I'm still just baffled. That was a complete baffle job. I mean, looking back, I think I end crystalled, blew up myself, but then respawned and they weren't there, but they hadn't died. They just disappeared. They were gone. And then they came flying back over and killed me. Like, I don't even know. What happened? Do they have something against mooners? Is that what this is all about? I don't even know what to think anymore. Has the moon managed to get even bigger? And I was floating then. I really don't know what to think anymore. I think it's high time that I actually start gathering some resources for this project. Oh dear. I was kind of counting on there being stone down in this area. I can't believe I'm this far into the Hermitcraft season and I'm actually having to gather stone. This feels so wrong. I am bored. Bored. Boredom over. All the resources have been gathered and... yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that this is going to be enough. I've got a bunch of stone, I've got a bunch of cobblestone, we've got some deep slate, a ton of leaves as well. But it is a big old space, isn't it? I mean, this place is huge. It's always difficult to judge the scale of Minecraft builds, but look, if I walk this... I mean, this is boring. This was a boring decision. Why did I decide to do this? This is the least exciting content in the history of mankind ever. But I guess that proves my point in a way. Do you remember when there was no sprinting in Minecraft? That's just made me realise how slow Minecraft would have been when I first started playing. That was the maximum velocity we used to be able to travel. It's no wonder that I only used to build dirt huts, because if I wanted to build something out of wood, I would have had to walk to a tree and that would have taken me 8 days. Some people say that Minecraft doesn't feel Minecrafty anymore. Well, do you want to go back to that? Do you want to experience that again? I don't want to experience that again. I'd rather have a shrieker explode my eardrums and a warden rupture all of my internal organs with one punch than have to go through all that again. Have I made myself clear? I feel like I've made myself clear. So step 1 of the building process is to get a little cobblestone stair border going around this thing. So we've got these wooden stairs here, but then I'm going to add the cobblestone as well, and that's going to start off this inverted pyramid going upwards. Now I say inverted pyramid very loosely because this is not going to be going to a point. It is instead going to be going up to like a flat area there. And I have totally forgotten what the name of that shape is, so we're going to go with pyramid. Is it a rhombus? A trapezium? I think I'm going to stick with a very technical term of pyramid with the top chopped off and then turned upside down with some plants on the inside of it. Yeah, that's the official term, I reckon. Now, I'm just wondering how many tiers I'm going to have. I could just almost mirror what we have going on here. Just flip it upside down. That might actually be the best move, you know? That could be a really good move. Well, let's see how it looks with just this slight extension. Oh, that looks good. That's actually a really solid start. Okay, I'm feeling positive. I was nervous. Now I'm feeling positive. So that means that this tier here will go up 15 blocks, and then the next tier will go up 15 blocks going inwards, and then that will be the height of our roof. That's where our roof garden is going to be going, and that's where I can get all fancy-pantsy and do dangling trees and everything like that. Now that I have another layer of blocks in, I think mirroring this might actually look a little bit rubbish. This is 15 blocks tall, and that will just look very flat and very uninteresting. So I've added in a tier far sooner than I expected, and I actually quite like this. I almost think that we only need 3 tiers going up, and then we can go to the middle. Now, I tried swapping out with some of the stone for moss blocks, and as I was doing it, I was thinking in my head, I don't think this is working. I've just popped down here, and it really isn't working. So I wonder if instead of doing the moss blocks, we go for this stuff. I always forget the name of it. Yep, that is considerably cooler. It looks consistent with the rest of the build. I'm happy with it. So let's get to work and finish this thing. And things are getting a tiny bit embarrassing here. Look, okay, Minecraft projects are a little bit like the ocean, all right? The tides change, things are moving around, and it's like a big, alive system, and sometimes an idea will come along and you'll be like, you know what, that is the idea, that is the one that I want to go for, I'm going all in. And then the wind changes and you're like, you know what? Actually, that maybe wasn't the idea, and maybe we go somewhere else instead. What I'm essentially saying is you know, in the previous episode, I spent 3 minutes talking about how I was going to do the upside down gardens and everything like that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that anymore. And in fact, we're going right the way back to the start. This already actually looks pretty cool. Like, as far as roofs are concerned, this is a good one. Like, this is a really awesome looking area. It's grand, it's tall, it looks pretty magnificent. But there is something that I think we can add to this that will make it look even cooler. And that is a night sky. Oh my goodness, I'm flying. I'm flying upwards again, and I'm going pretty high. The gravity from the moon is getting pretty strong. I think the moon is getting jealous that I'm replacing it with a night sky indoors. It's kind of, that was like his little intimidation tactic to say, look, okay, I know you want to build a night sky, but remember, there's only one real night sky in here. As if the moon is some kind of possessive, egotistical maniac. Lunar relationship problems aside, I just think a night sky really does suit this room. We can do the layers of glass going up through the tiers, and then we can have the little end rods and the little stars up there. I just think it will end up looking really, really fantastic. It's the idea that I initially had. I think it's a good idea, so I think it's time to do it. My only slight concern is black dye. I don't know if people have black dye. Does anyone have a Wither Rose farm? I have one piece. I'm not sure that's going to cover it. But thankfully, the industrial man himself, Impulse, does have a farm, and he's checking his reserves right now by the looks of things. Can you see him? That's him. He's checking his reserves.
When's the last time you slept?
What do you mean? Do I not look fresh?
Well, I don't want to sound rude, but like you kind of have some bags under your eyes.
Yeah, I do look like I'm trying out for like some kind of grunge rock band a little bit. you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. If they get any darker, it's like what the football players put under their
That's
eyes
true.
to get the glare from the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna end up looking like that.
Or just like a member of Kiss. Like, I might just really just kick it up a gear and just have the wild, like, glittery
There you
suit
go.
and just go all out.
Hey, well, you're in luck. I actually needed to restock my shop anyway, and I almost forgot where the Wither Rose farm was because it's been so long. So
Cool.
I was able to find it, and luckily, it actually had some stuff. So feel free, man. You can take the whole shulker if you want. I got plenty.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
I'm
this is
good.
the best thing ever. I kind of started panicking because, yeah, black dye, like, there's Wither Roses or killing a bunch of squid, and getting a bunch of black dye from squid is difficult enough. But when you can't actually kill the squid and you have to wait for them to, like, suffocate themselves on the beach, that would have been like 6 months.
Next episode in 6 months.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you still haven't killed a single thing this season? I don't believe you.
I still have 0. My
Your
statistics
statistics
page.
say you've not killed
Yep.
a single thing still.
I've been killed by a player 6 times. People have killed me more than anything else in this Hermitcraft season.
I kind of want to like take this as some sort of challenge
Oh.
to somehow like get you to accidentally kill something and ruin your like. Would people hate me if I did that?
Yeah, I think you might have to gauge that one on the chat because
I kind of want to, but I kind of don't want to have everyone hate me for ruining your streak.
I honestly don't know what would happen. I don't know. I can't gauge how people would react. But what I'm saying is if it's fun and creative, then it's all good. So we have 90% of the puzzle. The remaining 10% is the huge quantity of sand that I need to gather, that I then need to convert into glass that we can then place in our thing. And yes, that's right, I forgot the word ceiling. So a lot of this is all smelting up inside our super smelter here, and I also have a few more shulker boxes worth of sand as well, so hopefully that should cover us. So while that does that, I'm going to try my best to make a start on building up the layers of our night sky. And if this doesn't end up looking good, I'm going to be very, very upset because, well, this is the sort of thing that it's kind of difficult to experiment with. You sort of have to build it all to see if it looks good. And because I'm not a smart man, this is not something that I've tried out in my testing world. You know, I don't have a copy of this where I'm doing experiments and things. No, this is going to be my first time seeing it. So, yeah, this could be depressing. If I sound like I'm crying at the end of it, just know that I am crying. Hopefully they're tears of joy, but I'm not going to rule out the possibility that they could be tears of pure pain. The jury is still out on this one, with just a tiny slice installed. This is not enough to get a good representation. Now I have one full layer, and I have to say, looking down, it looks really cool. I like the way that the storage system looks from up here. Looking up, it does look cool. It actually looks considerably darker. That's made a big difference already. That's wicked. And after briefly falling asleep in my chair, hopefully the real live moon doesn't get angry, I now think I've smelted up enough glass to potentially finish this thing. So there's a positive for just completely conking out. 2 layers are now done, and you can see how much of a difference it is made to the transparency by actually throwing down a piece of glass. There's quite a big difference there. Let's see how it looks from below. Good. Dark. Evilly. So good, dark, and evilly might not sound like the right sort of words to describe your storage system. You know, I've just gotten used to these things now. That and the fact that my head periodically hits the roof. You know, these are just things that I now live with. I'm glad that my headgear is equipped with a gigantic wing, so I'm probably preventing a large amount of concussion there. But yes, dark and evilly probably weren't the words that I was hoping to use to describe my storage system. But, I mean, there's something cool about that look. And I think once there's stars in there, it will look less dark and evilly and more just magical. I surprisingly did not have enough glass, and my smelter has completely run out of coal. And the phantoms keep laughing at me, which I don't fully understand because it's the middle of the day. So all 3 of the glass layers are now in place, but I thought I would add one final one just right up at the top here just to maximize that fading effect. And it is now all done. This is one of those weird ones that once it's done, you can't really tell that it's done, but I promise you it is there. And then we have a layer here, we've got a layer here, and then we have a layer down at the bottom there. And the end result looks epic. It makes it look like that extends so much further than it actually does. Now I have no idea how many end rods I should have for this, but I've got about 100. And hopefully that should be enough maybe? I think there's only about 100 stars in the sky, isn't there? Like in the whole universe, it's like there's us, and then the planets, and then there's the sun, that's a star, and then There's like 99 more, I reckon, roundabouts. You know, can't wait to read the comments on this one. You know, having done a couple of the layers, I actually think 100 may have been way too many. Like, I've barely made a dent. And I think this is about the right amount. Like, we don't want a crazy number here. I am so curious to see how this looks. How do I feel about that one? How do I feel about that one? I do think it looks quite cool, you know. It's definitely not the night sky look, but then it's something else. It's like a different thing entirely. Is it a better thing entirely? That is the question. Maybe, just maybe, if I add a little bit more depth inside the layers, so instead of just placing all the end rods on the glass, I have some floating about, that could help. I've tried everything, and I think it's safe to say, it looks pants. Even the moon's upset about it. With that being said, before I installed all of the end rods, I was actually admiring the void look and thinking how cool it was, so I'm quite happy to go back to this. I can promise you, there's no tears flowing from my eyes. Yep, safe to say, it is looking considerably cooler. What on earth is going on Hermitcraft? I'm starting to get afraid. I don't know if the moon is loving us quite as much as I think the moon is loving us. I'm trying my best to give all my love to the moon, but it doesn't seem to be enough. There are quite a few non-mooners on the server right now, though, so I think that could potentially explain it. Just the final little elements now of the build, and everything is all completed, and everything is done. So the storage system is finished. The interior of my base is finished. The exterior of my base is finished. Doesn't that mean that my base is finished? If my base is finished, I'm going to start panicking, because that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. But this is it. My base is done. My base is done. I'm done. What do I do now? I commit myself to loving the moon. Continue to not kill things. I mean, I can't even kill things. I can't even spend the rest of the season just killing stuff. I can't do that. And the moon doesn't love me back. There's a bit of a one-way relationship that we have going on there. So, I don't know if I can do that forever. Does this mean I finally get to build some cool farms? Does this mean in the next Hermitcraft episode, I'll be starting up some form of industrial district? That would be nice. Take that, moon. I've got a new friend. And it's industrial stuff and redstone and things. I'm back. What a dramatic way to end a Hermitcraft episode. Well, this is awkward. Not only am I stuck in the air, unable to come down, which is strange. This feels illegal. This feels like I'm doing illegal things at this point in time. I mean, seriously, Floor, I miss you. I want to be with you again. We've been apart for too long. I'm so close yet so far. Ah, the warm embrace of grass between my toes. Get off of me! Never thought I'd cut to a grass's POV, but here we are. Chicken, please ignore that awful joke. In fact, you know what? You've seen too much. He knows what's going on. He must be related to the chicken that broke my Batman door. That's the only way that I can describe it. Oh, good. More Lunar friends. This is good. This is ideal. This is exactly what I wanted. God, that laugh is getting even worse. I know I'm meant to love the moon, but I'm starting to struggle. I mean, I've just waited through the night so that I don't have to deal with the things that he keeps sending down for me, and now I'm floating up inside of Teresa, and I haven't slept for like 200 days, and I have to say I am starting to feel a little bit worse for wear. You can't escape my jokes forever, chicken. That's what you get. That was almost extra cool. He thought he'd escaped. He thought he got away. He was living a happy life. He'd completely forgotten about me, and then pow. I don't mess around. I don't mess around. Is it me or am I looking more tired? Have I managed to... I look awful. I mean, I feel awful. I feel really bad. But I didn't think I would look this bad. What? I've got stains on my shirt. My jacket's gone. Where's my jacket? And I'm still having that 1 pixel bad hair day. It just will not go down. It will not go down. Oh, goodness. I've got stains on my back and everything. I got stains on my back. You really know that things have gone badly if not only do you have stains on the front of your shirt, but you've somehow managed to get stains on the back of it as well. That's dreadful. I never thought I'd say this, but the waffle is the best part about me at this point in time, and that's not even really me. The moon is coming up again. Apparently I'm coming up again as well. And now I'm slowly descending. Is any of this even real? Did I just see that leaf block move? Why is everything so weird? Oh boy, am I glad to be a mooner. Yep, I still firmly believe in everything moon related, and I think if I just continue loving the moon, everything will get better, even though all the evidence so far has suggested that it's only getting worse. But only fools change their mind when presented with solid evidence. I will be a mooner to the grave. At least when I'm in the grave I can sleep for a while.